Aries Rising, welcome here to Soul Passages Astrology. My name is Georgia Dempsey and I'm your astrologer, and I'm so glad that you stopped by for your March 23rd eclipse report. This is our second eclipse this month, and I know they have been stirring up everybody's world, and this one will be no exception. And for you, Aries Rising, I imagine right now you might be feeling blocked a bit. And I say that because I can see almost a physical block in you connecting with the divine and possibly all of humanity. And the universe is really asking you right now to dig deep to see that you are linked with every other soul on the planet, everybody that you encounter. With numerous planets zooming your 12th house right now, it's also a call for you to find compassion for the human condition and to see the beauty in all of our everyday struggles. Now, one of the ways you can do this during the eclipse season is to focus on a way of being of service to the world. And I say that because you've got Jupiter in the north node of the moon in your 6th house of service in Virgo. And your greatest blessings lie right now in finding a way to help alleviate some of the suffering that you see. So if you are feeling spiritually blocked, this Jupiter could be used also to help explore a variety of mind, body, spirit practices that will help you to recognize who you really are. This is a perfect time to seek out spiritual teachers. Be sure to pick ones that can walk the talk and assist you in learning things like yoga or qigong or conscious breathing exercises or help you with hypnosis. The idea is for you to discover yourself on a soul level. And by doing so, then you will be able to see that beautiful soul in everybody else as well, raising your compassion level for the world. Now, Saturn, that taskmaster planet of your universe, is challenging you right now, and he is currently lodged in your 9th house at 16 degrees of Sagittarius. So many people call this the house of long journeys. Some people call it the road to God. Hence, I see this kind of rock on the road to God. Certainly, it can represent other cultures, different belief systems, higher education, teachers and gurus, and even the legal system. Now, with Saturn here forming the absolute fulcrum point for the entire eclipse, it makes me think that you have some lessons to learn regarding one of these matters. For Saturn always, always, always brings lessons in his wake. And with this configuration, again, I come up with, are you feeling blocked on the road to God? Are you troubled right now accepting that there are a variety of truths, belief systems, or cultural norms? Though we feel passionate about our own belief system, we have to have room in our lives for what other people believe in as well. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to buy into it. That's not the point of this. But it is to develop tolerance and understanding. How many wars have we fought in this planet due simply to our lack of tolerance, especially for different cultural things, including religion? There are so many versions of the truth, and you are being asked to accept the fact that everybody is raised differently according to the beliefs of their own culture. All paths, so long as they don't hurt anybody, have validity, especially if they bring hope and faith and some sort of positive code of conduct in their wake, right? So if we want to strike out to hurt others because they believe differently than we do, we miss all of our commonality as souls on a long journey. So that's just something to think about. Now, Saturn in this ninth house position could also represent challenges you are facing from the legal system. In this case, my question to you is, what's stewing in that 12th house where you have all of those planets in Pisces? And what can you do to rectify that? Have you been having some problems or issues with drug or alcohol abuse? And I say that because you've got Neptune and Venus there, and it can be the house of undoing, right? Are you squarely facing the reality of a situation that you need to own up to? Is it possible that you have some other people in your life who are kind of working subversively to cause you trouble? That's also possible. This is the house of secret enemies. If so, it's time for you to learn what you must so that you can regain your own power and set a positive course for the future. And I say that because the ninth house is also our life path destiny. Saturn in the ninth house could also represent serious efforts that you are pouring into higher education. This could be with a law, philosophy, journalism, or even social science degree. Being of service to the world probably does feel important to you right now with that Jupiter in the sixth house, and you could be pursuing an advanced degree that will help you so that you can better represent some of the underserved, forgotten, or otherwise imprisoned members of society. Again, this could represent the planets that you have currently in the 12th house. Now, when I say the word prison, I really use that term loosely. People who are addicted to drugs and alcohol, they're imprisoned. Women who don't know that they can leave an abusive relationship are trapped or imprisoned, sometimes by their own minds, sometimes because of unfavorable upbringing, sometimes lack of self-worth or esteem. A lot of things create prisons for us, and many of them stem simply from the way we look at things. So whichever thing Saturn is representing for you in that ninth house, I do sense that you are on the cusp of change. And the reason I say that is because the Sabian symbol message for this planet is the moment of pause, which sustains and presages change, alert readiness to act, or distress at not knowing what lies ahead. So if you've been feeling stuck in your life for some reason, this is your wake-up call to get unstuck. Action definitely beats being frozen and paralyzed in fear. Didn't someone once say all we need for bad things to happen in the world is for good people to sit by and idly watch? Okay, this is kind of your call to figure out that life path destiny so that you can find a way to be of service. So I encourage you with that Saturn, expand your mind, develop tolerance, and then see what good things you can put forth in the world as a result. Now, Pluto, the planet of transformation, is currently coursing through your house of career at 17 degrees of Capricorn. You are absolutely meant to find your true calling and mission in this life with that placement. Harness the energy wisely, and you could really become a true power for good for humanity. I would be concerned, though, and say you do need to be very scrupulous regarding your ethics so you don't agitate Saturn and set yourself up for a very embarrassing fall from grace. With Mercury, your planet of communication, saddled up next to your Sun in Aries in the first house, you're probably wanting to take on some kind of leadership role right now in Aries. You've got that kind of ingrained in you anyhow. You're also probably working on your outward expression to the world. So just be mindful that while you're developing yourself and having your voice heard, that the other people in your life are very important as well. And I say that because the full Libra moon, which is a major part of this lunar eclipse, is sitting in your house of partnerships. So there is a very strong need for you to balance what you want with the desires and needs of other people. The Sabian symbol message of this full moon is the dawn of a new day reveals everything changed. So periods of silence and darkness can be transforming, leading to stirring revelations. Obviously, you're about to learn something important about your closest partners, be they a spouse, a lover, or a close business associate. Since the moon is pivotal to the whole eclipse, the information that comes out is going to stir your world up for a good 6 months to a year. Uranus in Aries is compelling you to wake up to your own individuality and self-expression. So you may feel like you have a bit of a rebel inside of you right now, as if you don't normally, Aries. And that rebel wants you to be true to yourself. So some of you are engaged in self-improvement activities at this time, maybe consciousness groups. Somehow you're revolutionizing your life and evolving yourself as a person, and that's pretty exciting. With the near exact square this planet of revolution is forming to Pluto, there is, however, a call to be careful regarding butting heads with authority figures. External and societal pressures, that's coming from that 10th house, are somehow forcing you outside of your normal box. So my advice is be the change you want to see, yet beware of extreme or fanatical behavior. Harness this volatile energy well, and you could become a formidable voice for change in society. All right, Aries Rising, I wish you the absolute best of everything. If you need help along your journey, do feel free to give me a call. I'm running my 1-hour special for $50 till March 1, and I am happy to help. Also, I would just bloomin' love to hear what's going down in your world, how this eclipse shook up your life, if this forecast rang true for you, if it helped you in your world. If it did, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe to my channel, share it, and give me a thumbs up. All right, take good care of yourselves. Peace, blessings, and namaste.